So here we are on my Twitter profile. So in this video, I'm going to give you 5 simple and easy tips that'll get you well on your way to becoming a Twitter expert in no time at all. So tip number 1 is whenever we're tweeting or posting on Twitter, we should be aiming to create the perfect tweet. Now, I say that as I scroll through here on my Twitter news feed. Twitter is literally updating every second with hundreds and thousands of individual tweets. And if you don't want your tweet to get lost in all of that clutter, you need to be focusing on creating the perfect tweet. So some of the elements that you should be looking to use in each and every tweet or post is an eye-catching image to stop the scroll. You should be looking to front load with keywords. And I front loaded in this particular example with the words "the perfect tweet" has 9 elements. Ideally, you're looking to use lower cases. It just makes it a little easier on the eye to read, and equally under 120 character spaces or about a line and a half of text like I've used here. Maybe look to tag someone. I've actually tagged myself, but you wouldn't be normally tagging yourself. The idea with tagging, they get notified they've been mentioned in a tweet. Maybe add some emoji or 2 and some hashtags as well. Now, there's a lot to take in here on tip number 1 in creating the perfect tweet. I've actually done a specific YouTube video on that. That'll be a little bit slower and easier for you to learn from. I will put the link to that video in the description below. So tip number 2 that I want you to focus on is understanding hashtags and start creating a strategy around using them. I've just highlighted the 4 hashtags that I've used in this particular Twitter post, all about the LinkedIn featured section. And I've used hashtag LinkedIn, LinkedIn profile, LinkedIn featured, and my own name as a hashtag. But there's actually a science and a strategy around hashtags. And the reason you'd want to be using hashtags is that's how people search here on Twitter and Instagram and other places for content. People go to the top search box here and type in a hashtag. And what that does is Twitter will then bring up all of the posts that have the hashtag, to give an example, LinkedIn profile. So that's the reason you'd be using hashtags. If people are looking for a particular content or video or information on a hashtag, your tweet or your post may come up. But then understanding hashtags and using the right mix of them becomes very important. If you use all the popular hashtags like that have millions and millions, your post just won't get viewed because you won't have the credibility and authority. So you should be using a mix of the most popular hashtags. If you're using 5 or 6 hashtags, one of the most popular, then as you can see here, the descending order down to your lower popular hashtags, you'll be using them as well. But the idea is you're wanting to use very much a mix of popular, medium popular, less popular, and maybe start creating your own hashtags around your own personal name or business name as well. So tip number 3 is all about video content. As you can see me scrolling through my news feed here on Twitter. Twitter and video content go hand in hand, and we all need to start creating and improving and getting comfortable creating video content, because if you don't, you will literally get lost in the wash. Video content on every social media is the preferred way people would rather interact with us. So you need to be, again, having a strategy, just like we did with our hashtag strategy. We need to start writing a big list, plan them out, start recording, then tweeting video content, 2-minute videos, 1-minute videos, 30-second, 15 seconds, 5-second videos. This particular video we're watching here looks like people tobogganing or sliding down the ice, that type of thing. It goes for 18 seconds. This could have been a 1-minute video and sliced down into lots of small pieces of content. We do the work once, we record the video once, and then we slice it down into individual pieces, and before you know it, you have 3, 4, or 5 different pieces of video content. So no matter what your business or brand is all about, video content should be at the forefront of every idea on every post. This simple video of a magpie speaking and tweeting and chatting to the owner has had 11,000 views. You will get 3 times, 5 times, 10 times, 100 times more views of any of your content if you create a video on it. So tip number 4 is all about learning how easy it is to retweet. Now, retweeting is like forwarding an email or forwarding on a text message. So as we scroll through here on my newsfeed, remembering I said we want to stop the scroll with an eye-catching image. How yummo does this trifle look? Someone has posted this particular one, Raina McIntyre. So if I wanted to retweet this, learning and doing it becomes part of your social media posting here on Twitter. We're able to liven up our days and lighten up our days as well with some, less than business orientated content. So if you wanted to retweet, it is simple as clicking this icon. It then gives you 2 options. You can retweet exactly this post, or you can retweet it by adding your own few words ahead of it. So if I wanted to do that, I could click retweet or quote the tweet, and then I could add some extra words to it. But retweeting, make it part of your social media posting here on Twitter, and before you know it, you will be posting 3 to 5 times per day quite easily. Which brings us to tip number 5 that you should be looking to do straight away before you even get started, and that is to set up and optimize your Twitter profile for success. Now, all of my videos are centered around, social media for business. So I'm always having that angle. If you're going to be using Twitter or YouTube or Instagram, whichever one they might be for business, you're wanting to make sure you set yourself up correctly and optimize your chances for success. So professional image here with the banner image and my profile image, your professional headline here or your bio area. What are you going to include here? Some information on who you are, what you do, how you help, maybe even including some keywords and some searchable terms, SEO, keywords as well. I've added the Sydney, Australia as a location. I've added a clickable link. This one goes to my YouTube channel. You might add to your website or to your, Shopify cart or to, your blog article anywhere else on social media. But spend the time to set yourself up and optimize yourself on Twitter, because all of these 5 tips combine. And if you start implementing and doing them consistently, before you know it, you will start to get traction here on Twitter, and you may well become, in a short period of time, a go-to person, an influencer, a thought leader here on Twitter in your industry, your niche. So go to the comment section below. Let me know your thoughts. What are you doing on Twitter to help yourself stand out from the crowd? I love to get and learn new ideas from everyone else. While you're there, don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you're watching this video on YouTube. If you're watching it on Twitter, don't forget to follow me. You might be also watching it on Facebook. Give me a thumbs up and a like as well.